everyone. My name is Andres Diaz. Me and Will are back again for another spectacular Marvel Plus talk. Before I want to say anything, just kind of a quick update for the future for Marvel Plus Talk, the podcast. Um, just no worries. Me and Will are going to do the podcast still, but just for the future right now, the podcast is going to be scattered sometimes. So it's going to be like a long period to receive a podcast from the channel Marvel Plus Talk. So just like how we did with Miss Marvel, so it's going to be like that. But nevertheless, that's the future where we're going to take the Marvel Plus Talk. Is that correct, Will? You think that's a good way to explain the audience what's our plan for this
Yeah,
future?
just like switching to like not doing weekly, but
Yeah.
doing things like when things are coming out, maybe like every other
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to get that out of the way, because what's been going on. So anyway, and we've been getting used to that anyway for this year, so that's fine. But anyway, for today's podcast, yesterday was the last day of Comic-Con, and obviously Saturday, Marvel Studios, in general, Marvel had panels for their name Marvel brand. Of course, I think was this Friday. It was like the Marvel animation panel. Let's discuss that briefly, and then Saturday it was the Marvel Studios panel. And wow, I wasn't expecting to get Phase 5 and Phase 6 this soon. And I just wanted to quickly so we know now our last two things for Phase 4 is She-Hulk and pretty much wrapping up Phase 4 is the Black Panther Wakanda Forever. That's going to be our last Phase 4 property, which is crazy. Oh my god. And then beginning of 2023, Phase 5 will start with Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, February 17th, 2023. Then after that, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May 5th, 2023. Next one, The Marvels, July 28th, 2023. Blade finally has a release date, November 3rd, 2023. And then, of course, Captain America, Sam Wilson's full feature-length film as Captain America New World Order, May 3rd, 2024. And then the last film for July 26th, 2024 is The Thunderbolts. And then just quickly with Phase 6, we got our three confirmed release dates for Phase 6 is starting with Phase 6 is Fantastic Four, November 8th, 2024. And then the two Avengers films for the 2025. So May 6th is the first part, Avengers Kang Dynasty. And then the second and last part for this Avenger film, November 7th, 2025, Avengers Secret Wars. Now, Will, what's your opinion of Marvel Studios and their Comic-Con stuff?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff there to be excited about. I think Kang is going to be a really interesting villain. I'm excited to see Blade and the Fantastic Four. We saw the trailer for Wakanda Forever, which looked really good.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, but I am still kind of confused by their overarching plan.
Okay.
They
explain it to me.
Yeah, so they said that phases 4, 5, and 6 are going to be the multiverse saga.
Yes.
It was like a follow-up to the Infinity Saga. But, I don't know, it doesn't really feel like there's really that, thread tying everything together like there was with the Infinity Stones in the first 3 phases.
Okay.
I don't know. And, for Phase 4, it doesn't feel like there's something that's really, a culmination of things to end it. It feels like they're just arbitrarily saying this is when it ends. Black Panther isn't really, tying anything together,
Hmm. I can see,
Um,
I can see what you're saying.
yeah, and
I,
then
I, I completely disagree. I would say, I mean, Phase Two was so direct on this. Like they knew they were going to do Thanos, but like they didn't commit to that
but
until
they
they.
still had like they had like narrative things in a lot of the movies that tied it
Hmm.
to the overall like Guardians had
Hmm.
like a brief appearance of Thanos, and it was about an Infinity Stone. Thor 2 was about an Infinity Stone. Um,
Yeah.
like
Um.
Avengers 2 had Infinity Stones in it. Like it was still
Yeah.
there were still like narrative things that were pushing us toward that inevitable conclusion in most of the movies. Whereas
Right. Right.
for the multiverse saga, it's like I don't know, like a third of the stuff has to do
Yeah.
with the multiverse, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Um, and but yeah, and then like the like capstones for each of the phases that are like um, supposed to be like the big event
Yeah.
movies are at Phase 4. It seems like it's Black Panther, which is like pretty standalone, and then Phase 5 it's Thunderbolts, which is completely unrelated to the multiverse thing.
Hmm. Okay. Um. I guess we need to see, like, because we really don't know what's going on with those films. Like, like I mean, like Adventure Secret Wars, because now we know where is Fantastic Four is gonna be released. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think Doctor Doom is gonna be coming soon, and like he either pop up in either Black Panther 2 or Thunderbolts. Um, like I think it's because right now, like, this is the most condensed phases that that Marvel is doing with
Mm-hmm.
the amount of content they're doing, which I prefer that because I just felt like one of my criticisms with Phase Three is that like there's too many movies there, and there's some that were important, but then there was others that didn't feel important, like Captain Marvel, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, I mean, weirdly didn't feel important, but then it was in
Mm-hmm.
Endgame. But I think it's just always execution how they're going to do that, and so I think right now I'm seeing a very clear picture. Like, I know who's going to be the new Avengers for the Avengers films. Like, I think I know who's going to be there,
Mm-hmm.
and I know certain projects that are going to be focused on the multiverse, and then we get the standalone, like we're going to get standalone films like Black Panther, the first film, and like it doesn't tie into what's going on, but like it continues to expand in the universe, but like in its own way, and it's not like obligation to be referencing the MCU and all that. Like, it's more of that for those next two phases. Where here, Phase Four for me, we'll save like another discussion about our opinions about Phase Four. But like, like I, there was just like there's so much like content they have for these 2 years that was just, I mean, first off, never planned because of what happened to COVID, and so, I mean, I can't blame them. So, and here it was just over the place. But I think now with Phase 5 and 6, I feel somewhat much better. Somewhat. I'm not saying that I'm like happy or anything. Like, I'm happy that we have a direction that we're going for.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the idea of not putting every adventure film to like close up the phase, because they kind of did that with the beginning of Phase 2. Like when Ant-Man was supposed to begin with Phase 3, but then it got pushed to be the closure for Phase 2, and then uh, Phase 3 had a couple of change ups, and then Spider-Man: Far From Home became the last thing to close out Phase 3. So I like the way they're doing here, and I like that the Avengers are going to close out Phase 6, and then we got Black Panther and Thunderbolts to close it out. It's like appropriate. So, but So let's get into the big one that happened this week is Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I want to talk about the trailer. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, an amazing trailer. What?
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
looks
god.
so good.
Oh my god. I'm so excited for November 11th,
Mm-hmm.
2022. I'm so happy we're ending it with that film because it's just amazing. And by the way, good way to use a Bob Marley song for trailer. Oh my god. And the feels. Oh my god. I don't know if you had a teary eye just like seeing Chadwick Boseman and the wall in Wakanda
Mm-hmm.
and just and then seeing Namor, like Namor's not my favorite character, but just seeing what Ryan Coogler and the team were doing of
Mm-hmm.
this version and his like Atlantis, I'm so excited to see that, and I'm
Me too.
just
Oh man. Yeah. No, I really love the like um like Mayan or Aztec influence
yeah,
that they're doing to like I guess differentiate it from uh, like Aquaman.
yeah,
I
um,
think that works really well.
yeah. I like
It makes
how
sense. Yeah.
yeah, it makes sense. And also just being consistent with Black Wakanda, like
Mm-hmm.
they both are high tech, but like they keep their culture
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. I mean, I suggest before I we did the podcast just now, I had a chance to see the trailer again, and I missed it at the first time, just seeing baby Newmore and like the wings are in his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I can't believe we're doing that. It's just, oh my god, it's just, and he has his green pants, which,
Yeah.
and oh my god, he just looks amazing. I'm so sorry for that Nemo character. And yeah, and then I mean, I definitely gonna say like Angelique Bassett is amazing. I think her speech about losing her family and like all the sacrifice she had to do, and the queen of the most powerful nation is just oh my god, such a powerful line in the
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah. I like even just like that one line. I was like, oh man, like that's gonna be an incredible performance.
Yeah. Um. And and of course, just seeing all the the cast members from the first film and their other appearance of the MCU, particularly the Avengers films, it's great to see. And yeah, I'm just kind of curious who's going to be the Black Panther because we did got our like a very quick glimpse of like the new Black Panther. Um, you have any ideas who's going to be? I mean, besides the obvious one, which we don't know, but
Yeah. I don't know. I really think it's gonna be Sherry. I know
yeah.
that's the obvious one, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm like maybe it'll be Nakia,
Yeah,
the love interest.
yeah.
Um, but I think it'll be Sherry.
Okay. Because yeah, number one for me is the Nakia, but I think it could be the mom. Like,
Okay.
I mean, like she is the queen, and like, I mean, when every Black Panther story, like, or show, like, it's always like the next step in line is going to be the next Black Panther, and like,
Mm-hmm.
and I just don't know where Sherry is at right now. And so I just think like the Queen makes a lot of sense, and especially just having Angela Bassett be a superhero. Like she was once considered to be Storm one time, so
Mm-hmm.
I think that could work. Or there's other ideas like maybe Killmonger could come back as a variant, maybe, but I don't know. So it's something. So but yeah, really great trailer, and I think like I think was way more confident and I'm more excited for this project than before, and so it was great to see this trailer, and it looks way more high Like it looks no cheap, but like it's very high, expensive, and it's like it feels more epic compared to some of the other Phase 4 films we have gotten.
Yeah, the cinematography just looked so much better than like the vast majority of Marvel stuff.
Yeah. This one is shot by Loki, the Loki cinematographer, first season.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean Loki looked great.
So yeah, so that's a really good choice. Okay, so I want to get your opinion. Which project are you most excited, and then which one are you kind of curious to see?
Let's see. Most excited. I mean, after that trailer, probably Black Panther. But Daredevil.
Yes, I was gonna say. I was wondering you were gonna say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I hope they do it right. You know, I hope they do it justice. But
yeah,
just excited to get Charlie Cox back.
Yeah, we're gonna get him multiple times now for She-Hulk,
She-Hulk,
and Echo.
Yeah.
So 2 years of Charlie Cox.
I'll take as much as I can get, you know. And then for the one that I'm curious about, probably Thunderbolts.
Okay.
Yeah, I really liked John Walker in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I just thought he was a really interesting character.
Yeah.
Like deeply like flawed, but in a way that was really compelling. Yeah, I definitely want to like see more of that, see if he can like redeem himself, or if he's just gonna like keep getting more like twisted and kind of corrupted. Yeah, and see more of Yelena probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then Simo as well. I'm very excited to see those two interact. Yeah. Okay, that's very cool. So I guess my most anticipated film has to be Guardians Volume 3. So far, what I heard from the panel, it was like very emotional. Especially there's like an image of baby Rocket, and I just think that's gonna kill me. And I just got hooked with a new song that I heard briefly from a leak that's called "Do You Realize" by the Flaming Lips. Yeah, so like that's awesome. And then we got, of course, we got 2 confirmations that I'm very excited about. The High Revolution as the main villain. The actor that's playing him is, of course, the other actor from Peacemaker who played. I forgot the character's name.
Chukwudi Iwuji.
Yeah,
I don't have the name in front of me, so that's from memory. Yeah. But the actor from Peacemaker.
Yeah, and it looks like his costume looks great, and a lot of purple, so that's cool. And then the second character confirmed was Cosmo, the dog. It's gonna be played by the actress that was in, I think, the new Borat film.
Yeah, Borat 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just glad they're giving him voice lines.
Yes, finally. You know, like just having a Russian dog that is like telepathically sentient is just great idea for a Cosmo film. So, and yeah, and you know, this is going to be James Gunn's last like directed MCU film for the Guardians film. He confirmed that it's not the last time we're going to see the Guardians. It's going to be the last story for this iteration of this group, and that we'll probably get a new group of Guardians towards probably the end of the film. So I'm very excited for that. And then the one I'm kind of curious about, I think, is Captain America: The New World Order.
Okay.
Because I didn't like Falcon the Winter Soldier. I thought it's the weakest of the Disney Plus shows. they have the writer back from that. And then
Mm-hmm.
we got the announcement of the director like a month ago that directed the Cloverfield Paradox third film, the Cloverfield
Mm-hmm.
franchise, and a lot of people were kind of like, okay, so I'm very curious how like is this gonna stick the landing or it's gonna be just like a low tier MCU film. So I'm just curious what they're gonna do with this film. But and then I mean the rest. And uh, what were some of the things that we were kind of surprised they didn't talk about? Because that's another thing a lot of people were talking about. There's just one that I was kind of surprised they didn't talk about.
Which was that?
Oh, Armor Wars. Like weirdly, Armor
Oh
Wars was
yes,
not a
yeah.
mention here.
You're
Um,
right. Yeah, and no like clue about like when that would be released, even though it's supposed to start filming soon, I think.
they confirmed that. So I guess I mean, they like right now. Like yeah, that's the thing's weird about. It's like we have com- multiple confirmation of projects, like the werewolf thing, Halloween
Mm-hmm.
special. Like, where is that gonna land in Phase 4? Like, or is it Phase 4 thing now? And then Armor Wars. I think that could be a Phase 6, right? Like, take it by a year. I mean, I know it's a Disney Plus show, but
It
like,
could be, yeah. I mean, because
you know,
although
I
if it really is filming soon, then it would be Phase 5, I think, right?
yeah, I mean because we speaking of the Disney Plus shows, like kind of get into the confirmation we're gonna get. Of course, what if got renewed for season 2 and got renewed again for third season, um, and then so like Loki, Secret Invasion, and Echo and Ironheart are all gonna come in Phase 5 in 2023, and then we mentioned Daredevil Born Again. You mentioned that, and then we got Africa being confirmed. This time a different title called Covenant of Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And that release date is kind of probably the beginning of like towards the end of December 2023, and then the beginning of 2024 in January, because
Mm-hmm.
they say it was kind of like half fold slash 2024.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, and then nothing in terms of Disney Plus shows in Phase 6. So it has to be either Phase 5 or Phase 6. And we got confirmation that Secret Invasion War Machine is going to be in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, like, and also, Agent Ross is going to be there as well. So, Martin Freeman's character is coming back in Secret Invasion.
Right.
So, that was
And
another.
he's in Black Panther 2.
Yes, he was in that quick shot we saw in
Mm-hmm.
the trailer. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm very curious where Armor Wars is gonna fit here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
We'll
it's
see.
yeah, we'll see. And then I guess what other thing that was kind of weird. I guess that's really it. I mean, there were like other rumors, like was there gonna be a Scarlet Witch um solo film? Like I don't know, you've been like looking at Twitter, like the trending thing, like WandaCon became a thing, and it was just like, oh my god, crazy.
Oh no, I haven't seen anything about that.
Yeah. So yeah, and then off like the big obvious things, the mutants,
Mm-hmm.
like is faces gonna be mutants, or we're gonna save them for the next, you know,
I
um,
feel like they do that in Phase 7.
you
I
think
feel like
so?
that makes sense. Yeah,
Okay.
just so they have something to keep doing
Yeah.
after the multiverse. Probably like at the like they'll be introduced after Secret Wars ends. You know, like
Okay. I mean,
just like universal reset stuff,
yeah.
and then
I mean,
mutants
yeah.
exist now.
That's true. I mean,
Well,
we
we do have
know. Yeah. Kamala, we got confirmed. mutation. So
Yeah.
I guess that could be really cool. Um, yeah. I mentioned the DC Plus shows. Which ones? Well, you say Daredevil was your favorite, like
Mm-hmm.
your most anticipated. Crazy. They confirmed it was 18 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, and this is was the most curious thing. I'm sorry. This was the other weird thing and curious thing was they they're gonna make it born again, but
It's
face
probably just a title.
okay,
I don't think they're adapting Born Again because I know you were about to say that those season 3 was
yeah, you,
um,
like everyone was just like I was happy we're getting a Daredevil show,
mm-hmm.
but I was like
I think it's just a title.
okay,
Yeah,
that
I think
makes
it's just like a kind of nod to the fact that they're rebooting it.
oh that's oh my god that's actually clever. Okay, um, I mean it just feels weird because we're getting Kingpin as well, and I guess we'll see. Like who like I hope I guess my thing is I hope we see the characters from the Netflix show come back.
Mm-hmm.
Karen,
I really want Karen Page to come back.
yeah, and Foggy Nelson,
Mm-hmm.
and then I hope we pay off the ball side.
Oh, me too. Oh
You
man,
know,
season 3 was so good.
you know, it,
Yeah.
it's just I hope they can stay with the continuity for that show because
Mm-hmm.
it was just I like season 3 and it's
Yeah.
just yeah. So I'm very curious and I guess I'm kind of happy that they're putting more episodes. Because we've been complaining that the six episode thing is not working. So
Right. They either need fewer or more, but 6 episodes, people tend to like put in a bunch of storylines, but then not have enough time to actually explore them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of curious what storylines they could just loosely adapt and put in those 18 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So and I Loki season 2 is shooting right now, so I'm
Yeah,
excited for that. So
me too.
so
Really love season 1. So
yeah, I really like Loki's season 1, and I mean that's another one that we're gonna follow up for the multiverse theme.
mm-hmm.
And I guess let's piggyback in terms of the multiverse. Ant-Man 3, Quantum Mania.
Mm-hmm.
We got multiple things. Like we got a official poster for the film. Looks great. We see Cassie, the Captain um, Newton, right? That's her
Mm-hmm.
name, last name. Playing Stinger probably because she has the purple scheme in her suit, and then we
Mm-hmm.
see, of course, Kane in the background in full conflict ecstasy, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got confirmation that Bill Murray is in the film. He's going to play a important character that knew Janet in the Quantumania while she was trapped there for I don't know how many years, 35 or 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. And then crazy news. This one for me, I was like, "What? Like they're gonna bring Murdoch
Mm-hmm.
in this movie?" And I'm like, "Okay." And apparently there was a footage there, trailer there, and they explained that ever since the Endgame event, Scott has been enjoying life as a superhero. He apparently wrote a book about looking out for the little guy or something like that. What it's called,
Mm-hmm.
and his daughter, and then switched to his daughter being in trouble with the police, and then they got called back from Hank Pym and Jane Hope, and some explosion happened, and they get stuck in the quantum mania, and that's where it kind of ended there. So,
Mm.
very so what do you think, Will? Like one thing, they're making this movie to be the biggest film. They're making this to be the start of Phase 5, which is kind of weird, but okay. But what's your opinion on this? And the news confirmation of stuff that I just mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense for it to be the start of something since it's introducing Kang.
Okay.
I'm excited for it. I loved Ant-Man and the Wasp. I know you didn't.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a really fun movie. So I'm excited to see more of it. Also excited to just have Hank and Janet as like, I don't know.
More focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I really loved Ant-Man and the Wasp because like Hank and Janet were in it, but Janet was only in it like at the end. So excited to see more from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's Michelle Pfeiffer. Nothing can go wrong for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for this film. I mean, I think I'm more excited for like I'm excited for Bill Murray to be a Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for see again Jonathan Majors as Kane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy to see Murdoch to be in a live action film finally. And just seeing more of Scott and Cassie. Like one of the things I like about the both Ant-Man films is Scott Lang and his storyline, and I'm kind of curious where his relationship with his daughter is at right now in the third film, and like because of the blip and the 5 year gap, and then now it's just I'm very curious about what you're gonna go with that family thematic that is definitely the strongest part about the Ant-Man films for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course, our next podcast will be Ant-Man and the Wasp, so I'm excited to talk more about that. So I think I think I enjoyed the film a bit more now. So
Yeah.
so yeah. And then I guess what else? I was just kind of curious about Agent not Agent after Covenant of Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a much better title than House of Harkness.
oh really?
Yeah.
I like the original than this new one.
Coven of Chaos is that's a good title.
It sounds more like a cult, man.
Well, yeah, she's a witch.
I mean,
she's gotta have a coven.
I don't know. I don't know. I still like the original title, but anyway, I'm excited to see the actress that plays Harkness back. And they didn't say much about this show. Just confirming the release date is either be in 2023 or 2024. This could be another way to see Scarlet Witch back. Like
could be.
I mean,
yeah, I really hope they bring her back.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the only show that makes sense because we already had Doctor Strange. So I don't know who else in the magic realm. Well, we need one. Juan needs his own Disney Plus show. Come on.
I mean, he's in everything.
Yeah, he's in She-Hulk, and he was funny there.
Yeah, the She-Hulk trailer looked good.
Oh yeah.
The second one was a lot better than the first one. I think that.
Oh yeah.
The comedy seems like it's gonna work.
Oh my god.
I don't know. They didn't really show that in the first trailer, which is weird because it looks like it's gonna be more of a sitcom or like a comedy. So.
Yeah. It's good you brought up She-Hulk. Yeah, that was another trailer they released. Very excited. I mean, let's talk about the Daredevil thing. Like, he's gonna have a little bit of his level, which that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! And I feel much confident and better with this. Excuse me, with this show now because the humor. I mean, Tatiana Maslany is a great actress, and I am so happy she has joined this universe. And I just feel like she's just perfect for Jennifer Walters. and I'm excited to see the cousin relationship with Banner, and like I think I'm happy to see Mark Ruffalo. Despite I don't like the things that we did with his character.
Mm-hmm.
But I still laugh at the horn thing, and him saying like it was perfect for comedic purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and of course I'm excited to see Juan again and see him chewing the scenes. And it was where he said the Book of Asante. Like, is he referring to the MCU 616 version, or is he talking about the one that Doctor Strange failed to get in the Multiverse of Madness? Like, I'm just
I mean that was the Book of Ashanti. What I think probably happened is they wrote that as a joke. The writers for She-Hulk before they were
new.
allowed to see Multiverse of Madness.
Okay,
But
I
yeah, I mean maybe he's just like referencing it. It's just like a
a joke.
nice little
Nice. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. Because I was kind of like,
I don't
I
think
mean,
we need to read into it too much.
okay. Okay. Well, because I was like, I was kind of, oh, this. I mean, I like the line that Jennifer said, like, oh, I am in the book of American, and then she had this long pause, and then laws. It was just funny. Oh my god. And then of course I love how she take off her shoes, and it's like, oh, I really like to see it. And then she turned into She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. Oh, and then we I think we're getting the wrecking crew in this show. Which
Yeah, which that's fun. I love when comic book villains are just like really stupid concepts.
yes,
Um, so the Wrecking Crew is fantastic.
yeah. And then there's that one villain or one superhero that's like a frog,
Frogman.
frogman.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this show now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited to talk 2 episodes in
Mhm.
1 hour podcast, and just laugh my butt off for the show. Oh my god. I guess one thing we can discuss. What's your opinion right now with the visual effects? Do you think it looked better here, or is still? I
I
mean,
thought they looked better here. There were a few shots in the first trailer where she just kind of looked like kind of floaty, like the
yeah,
physics didn't feel like intuitive.
right.
But here everything worked, and I don't know. I don't agree with like a lot of the comments online that like she looks bad in a lot of the shots. Like I think she looks fine.
Yeah,
Um,
I,
so
I
it really is just like sometimes it feels like she
like,
just like physically it feels like she's not like there.
yeah, yeah. I
Um,
don't know. I understand.
but it
Um,
looks good.
look good. Yeah. Um, I mean, it was always gonna be tough how to depict She-Hulk in live action. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, because she doesn't have what makes the Hulk easier to like do visual effects. Is like he's very saturated in terms of muscle, and like
hmm
he's not like he's not really Banner in the
right.
Hulk form.
Yeah, he's like further away from a normal human shape, so it's easier for your mind to like forgive things that look a little strange.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas She-Hulk is just like a normal woman, but a little bigger and green. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
um,
And the green as well. Like the shade green they're using for hers is like I mean a lot darker. I say
mhm.
compared to Banner's
Yeah,
look. So but yeah, but it didn't bother me. I was kind of surprised we didn't see her with the suit. Well, we saw glimpses towards the end of the trailer actually. When
hmm
we got the Daredevil thing. Um, but yeah, yeah, I was very curious, and like it was funny to we get into like the visual effects have been inconsistent with Phase 4. Like
hmm
I think I actually enjoy Doctor Strange more because I felt like the effects there were much more polished there.
yeah, they're
Where
pretty good.
yeah, where Thor: Love and Thunder was like very inconsistent. There's some that I enjoyed, some didn't, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this one I think it'll be much easier to adjust because they're not going overboard with ancient beings or like it's like very minimal. Like the Wrecking Crew, like when this you see their weapons light up, it's like very like easy to do, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to light up their weapons and all that. And and Abomination, which I'm excited for. See him.
Yeah, he looked really good.
Yeah. I'm excited he has personality now, which is
Mm-hmm.
great. And I did like the line. It's like I love they did this. Um, excuse me. I'm This is gonna be a conflict of interest because this is the man that was trying to kill my cousin, and the guy's like, I don't. What do you say? Like I don't
It's like
care.
that won't be an issue.
That'll be like. Did he listen to his employee and like just oh my god, it's just oh my god, I'm so excited for that. It's just yeah. So I'm very curious, and then like now there's like a bunch of super enhanced people now. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm curious if they're gonna address it like or they're gonna address what has happened with the blip. Like is the the Sokovia Accords is like active or you know
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if there was a show to address that, I guess it would be the one about a lawyer. So
yeah or not Daredevil. Not him.
or
So
Daredevil. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, that's what else I want to get into. I want to kind of piggyback. Did you had a chance to hear some of the Marvel animation panel? Um,
No, I didn't.
okay,
I saw the trailer for I Am Groot, but that was it.
okay. So just I just want to quickly just get like a run through for that. Like, we saw some stuff for Spider-Man freshman year, and there's like confirmation of some villains like Doctor Octopus, Speed Demon, Rhino, I think Scorpion, and then who's that other villain? I forgot my mind. Chameleon is gonna be in
Oh,
the
okay,
show.
cool.
Yep, and then foreign characters. Of course, Aunt May's there. Two characters that are from the Marvel all different lineup. Eminemus Chow, and then
Oh,
Nico. Yeah, and the girl from the Runaways, I think, is in the show.
Nico. Oh man, what's her last name?
Yeah, it's tough. It starts with an A. I remember. I don't know if I'm remembering that correctly. Yeah, she's in the show.
Yeah.
Um, and then speaking of Charlie Cox, well, the reason I'm bringing this up for you first is that Charlie is coming back to voice Daredevil, and
In the show.
yeah, so yeah,
Nice.
so Daredevil is confirmed to be in the show. Doctor Strange, uh,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna be in the show, and he looks classic. He looks like the Steve Diffel, like classic character.
Cool.
Yes.
Did they show like the animation style? Like
Um. So they didn't do that. They just show you kind of like the concept art.
concept art?
Yeah, and the character designs.
Yeah.
They confirmed that this show is going to come out in 2024. So 2 more years, but hey, it's going to be fast. Um, then what was the other animation? Of course, X-Men '97. Let's get into this. So I again, just like um, Spider-Man freshman year, it showed us cartoon character designs, and like I think we got I think we got confirmation of what's going on with this. I think that this is going to be a sequel to the animation series. I think so. So that means like we're gonna get Magneto as the leader of the X Men, and he's wearing his '80s suit when he became a truly full member of the X Men. And then the lineup is pretty much the classic X Men lineup from '92. I think I didn't see Xavier. I think he's there. Villains like Mystique, Mister Sinister, my favorite villain, is in the show. I'm so happy about that. And Sentinels are in it, so it looks pretty good. And I think I was very shocked that Marvel Animation was like it, it kicked in very good with the news, and I thought that was like very exciting. So yeah, so I'm looking for that project, and if I want to do is I want to see the first two episodes of those two shows and kind of consider to maybe do a podcast on those because I if they are better quality like Spectacular Spider-Man or Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I think it'd be fun to discuss those cartoon shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so now we have animation. Let's go back to live action. Secret Invasion. Apparently, Kobe Summers, who played Marie Hill, was there in Comic Con, and she apparently described this as going to be dark. It's going to be like Winter Soldier level, like the feel of the Winter Soldier film, but in cosmic. And apparently, in the footage, it showed that Hill was in the bar, and then Nick Fury comes out of a spaceship. So he's been away in space for many years. So and he hasn't wear his eye patch. He has his two eyes. If you've seen that like first image of Nick Fury like a long time ago, and then confirmed cast members like the Bridgerton actor that has kind of blown up. His name is weird, but like he's in that new movie The Gray Man with Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling. He's in this show. They took off his name off the cast list. I think just because maybe he's going to be a major character. So I want to find out if that's something that happened like yesterday. Weirdly, Emily Clark is in the show. She was in the footage holding a gun. Of course, Ben Mendelsohn's returning as Talos, and of course, Olivia Colman is in this show as well, and she's talking to Nick Fury about how you trust these people and all that, and like this is where it got confirmed the War Machine was in the show, and like Nick was talking to War Machine, like, do you trust your man service? He was like in that moment in the footage, and it's so I'm very curious about Secret Invasion. Are you excited for the show, or like you need to see a bit more from the show?
I mean, the cast is fantastic, but
Yeah.
I feel like this is such a big story arc from the comics that it feels weird. Like, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it in 6 episodes,
Yeah. This is six episodes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. That's weird. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I see the episodes here. Yeah. Like Loki's 6 episode again, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Ironheart 6 episodes, and then of course, Daredevil is 18 episodes. That's much better. But yeah, I think I'm trying to wonder if they're gonna just loosely adapt Secret Invasion, and like maybe they have something that's connected to Secret Wars. Like, how does the Skrulls connect to this? Because I can see the Skrulls be the main villain for Fantastic Four in their first film, maybe. But
yeah, if there's like a separate sect of Skrulls, that have like more power, like different powers, like better shape-shifting powers, and we can get Super Skrull.
Yeah, and then like we can get like a cool moment that Kane brought like a variant of Skrulls from another dimension, like that. I mean, I think that could be fun. Just to tie in with Kane, and and him being the descendant of Reed Richards, like that's something from the comics. So that's very exciting. And then I mean, there was like other things. I guess one thing I want to mention that next 2 months, September 10th or 9th, or September 10th or 11th, weirdly September 11th. Okay, anyway, Disney D23 is coming in September, and honestly, we can start wrapping up the podcast now. Is there other projects that we should attend? Like we cover somewhat a lot from Phase 4 and Phase 5, I think.
Yeah,
So
we talked about a lot of them.
yeah, so let's get into Phase Six and kind of wrap up this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And like, um, obviously, there were still things that we haven't yet discussed with, like the Marvels. We didn't get anything from it, despite we have a long way to next July to get a trailer and all that, um, which we'll probably get in later on in the year. Like Blade was very secretive, which is we know now like the release date, and we know like the director and some certain cast. So I'm surprised we kept everything secret, but maybe for that is because D23 is in September, and I think we're gonna get more reveals of what's going on. Like, this is where like we're gonna probably get more like where is Armor Wars gonna fit into the phases? Like, is it
Mm-hmm.
gonna land Phase 5 or it's gonna be much more in Phase 6? Um, after Fantastic Four, and then Phase 6. I mean, I was so happy we got Fantastic Four release date. Um, I knew they were gonna do it in 2024 because it was just four. I
Mm-hmm.
know what you did, Feige. But I was hoping for November 4th, 2024. But no, that didn't happen. Anyway, um, sorry for the four puns. Yeah, and we got the two Avengers films, which I was shocked. Like I knew it was gonna be a Avengers film, Secret Wars. Like it wasn't a secret.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of obvious it was Secret Wars, but I was shocked that we're gonna get yet another two-part Avengers films, and of course, back to back in 1 year is just crazy. What's your thoughts on that, though? Like, oh my god, just
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely surprised to have like two coming out the same year. So it's clearly going to be like part one and part two, just like Infinity War and Endgame.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm wondering like who's going to be in the Avengers lineup, um,
Mm-hmm.
and
Um,
like which storylines they're going to tie into it. Like obviously all of the multiverse stuff, but are they also going to be able to get like Shang-Chi or like the Eternals or
yeah,
like all
yeah,
of the
superheroes.
disparate plot threads. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let me start with the new Avengers. I know what's the lineup. I saw this from a YouTuber, and he brought up that this lineup could be the '90s one, where like we already introduced them, and I know it's kind of weird, but like it could be other ways, but it could be Circe, Black Knight, White Vision, Scarlet Witch, Hercules, and then you can probably put Doctor Strange or Captain America, the new one for Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is your Avengers team for those two films. Like
Okay.
so, and then like you can have just like how Infinity War Endgame was, where we had other superheroes that we have previously, and then we got introduced recently. Kind of like Doctor Strange was in those two films from Phase 3, or like Captain Marvel towards the end of Endgame. Like that type of
Mm-hmm.
way of storytelling. We didn't get a director, so I'm very curious who's gonna helm this two-parter, but
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah, because they're gonna have to start
soon.
pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, is Kevin Feige is just looking for the person that's gonna do it, like how he did in Phase 3, like when he saw the Russo brothers, and like, oh, you're perfect, you can do Infinity War and Endgame. It's just,
Yeah. I don't know.
or
I feel like he already has to have like at least a short list of
like,
directors. Like
yeah,
if they haven't already picked someone and they just haven't announced it yet.
yeah, like it's probably he's gonna save it either for D23 or or just gonna wait for another 2 years to get that confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then like I'm just curious who's gonna be the cast of Fantastic Four, because that's like gonna be the big one for D23.
Yeah.
Yeah, and director as well. Because before it was John Watts, and
Right,
then
but he stepped down.
he stepped down for the Star Wars show he's going to produce with Jude Law. So
Yeah, the Old Republic one.
it's centered around young kids, like okay. So I'm curious about that one. I mean, I'm happy that Jude Law is coming back, Disney, and doing that. Um, but yeah, so I'm very curious about the two Avengers films. Who's going to direct them? And I hope they bring back the writers, Christopher McQuarrie, not McQuarrie, but like McFeely, and then his other brain partner. Like, I hope they come back because I felt they were the reason that those two films worked. Like, yeah, entertainment wise, but not but they hold the bridge very well.
Yeah, and I mean they've been with Marvel the whole time, so
yeah. So
I hope they stick around.
Yeah, and this is my prediction. I think they could be the next directors. Like, let's think about it. Like,
well, have they ever directed before?
Well, I mean, they don't need to. Like, Marvel can help them handle the visual effects, and like, they can able to direct. Like, I mean, going from that tradition is not like that hard to do. Like, I mean, look at the Russo brothers. They directed a couple films, and then they did television, and like in Gun as well. Like, I can trust them helping those two to bring their vision of those two new Avengers films. So, I'm mostly confident what they're going to do with the director. No matter slow, like despite me worrying about Captain America: New World Order, like I feel confident when Marvel like give that director a chance to shine because like the thing about the Cloverfield, like the third Cloverfield film, it was bogged down with so many production problems and like it was like I don't know, you hear this right? It wasn't supposed to be a Cloverfield film. It was supposed to be an original film, and then it just turned into this weird, like third film.
Yeah, but he's directed other things too that have been like critically popular. Like
was it Frank and Robot? I heard that it was very good. That could be.
Did he do that movie?
Yeah,
I liked Frank and Robot.
Yeah, it's hold on. Let me make sure he did that one. No, sorry, my bad. That's the other director.
Yeah, I didn't think. Okay. Who did Frank and Robot then?
The Thunderbolts director. I'm sorry, Jake.
Oh,
Jerry. Okay. He's gonna do that. I'm sorry. I was like, my bad. My unprofessional information. So Jake Shaver, who did Robot and Frank, a film from 2012,
did
Paper Town. Oh, okay. So I see what you're saying. Here, Robot and Frank, and he did Paper Towns. That like teen.
I think it's a woman.
Yeah.
If we're thinking of the same person, I think Jack is short for Jack.
Jack Sanford. That's the one I'm talking about. Who did Robot and Frank? That he's doing the Thunderbolts. I'm sorry, and good pick. And the writer that's doing that one is Eric Carson, who's been with Marvel as well. Like, I can see him doing the Avengers films too with whoever is going to be directing on that. So we discussed that. Overall, what do you think about Will? You think Marvel did it again? They literally stole the show from Comic-Con.
I mean, they definitely stole the show. I don't know whether or not they've done it again. I'm gonna wait until these things come out. But
I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay. I just looked up the Thunderbolts director, Jake Schreier, not Jack Schaefer. Okay.
No. Not,
okay.
My bad.
Okay. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie that was with Skeletor from the Franklin J. Liv Tyler is in that film. It's a wonderful film. It's very charming. So.
No, I've seen Robot and Frank. I
Okay,
really
okay, okay.
liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. His name was like a little tough, like to say out. Last name was weird. So anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. I mean, this was exciting. You know, you cannot beat 2019 with Mahershala Ali
Mm-hmm.
announced to be Blade. I mean, I mean, it's not that, but like I think this was very good because it gave us all the release dates, and it also felt emotional as well, like because Black Panther's coming up and the trailer and what the cast and the director was saying, you know, about the legacy
Mm-hmm.
for Chadwick, and you know, it was that I feel like it was just high highs for this panel. I think Marvel delivered it, and you know, DC had their panels, but like it was so just like not as spectacular as this. It just puts me so sad that DC is like this. So, but yeah, so but thank you, Will, for joining for this podcast.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and of course, as mentioned for our next podcast, will be Ant Man and the Wasp, right? That'd be good, you know.
Yep.
And then after that, our next one could be the She-Hulk, right? Because that comes
Mm-hmm.
out in August, so we'll do that, you know, sparingly in the week to discuss the two episodes together as 1 hour podcast. So thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. Me will be back, of course, for another podcast. Have a good